All gave some gave all.
This documentary focuses on the veterans of foreign wars.
Found at the heart of Angeles City is the wonderful VFW Post 2485.
Going inside shows decoration giving a military feel.
Some people come here alone, others come here with families.
Some dislike being talked to, but most are very welcoming, just like the people at the post office.
The VFW has an estuary which includes a public library where people could lend or donate at any time. It seems members enjoy this.
The restaurant serves Filipino, American, and other cuisines to keep everyone welcome and at home.
We were given the chance to talk to Commander Norm Smith of Post 2485 to share some of his experiences and views of the VFW.
So, yeah, anthropology, you picked the right one here, because I drag my knuckles and when I walk. I'm the missing link. Hello. Hello. Wow, man, my age, huh? Running 60. I'm 57 years old. My ranking, I guess I'm the current commander of the post, VFW Post 2485.
How was your experience in being the commander?
I'm glad you asked, because my feeling is this is a job you could hate to love. You know, you hate it because it requires so much from you. People almost never agree with you, but you love it because of the things that people do here. Tony Grimm, my goodness. We've got a guy with Lou Gehrig's disease out here. He's trying to help this guy get through his process to get his leg fixed so he can go back to the U.S. and travel. We got another guy at the medical city who is absolutely delirious. He's got a stroke-like problem with his brain, and Tony's in contact with his family in the U.S. and they're trying to get him over here so they can get his hospital bill paid, get him up, get him released from the hospital, and then get him back to the U.S. for some care. We got a group of guys that are out digging in the ground in Palawan and Bataan and different places looking for remains of U.S. and Philippine soldiers. We got a guy who runs around and helps families with burials, which is why I'm in black today. Bob Zaire just raised over $1,000 for a 45,000 pesos roughly for a renovation to the Bamban World War II Historical Museum. Okay, so that, yeah, and you did, and so did I, and those are the things you love about this place. This post does so much for the community. I mean, I could go on with the school, the church, and everything else that we do, but just to give you an example of some of the amazing things that we try to do in our community here. Yeah. What is camaraderie? Camaraderie, and maybe your father can speak to this too, but when there's a guy in a foxhole and he's bleeding and there's shells and bullets flying all around, you go in the foxhole with him and you grab him and you make sure he's okay. You know, when you get along together, you see, it's never personal. Sometimes people take it personal, but it's never personal. It's always about the mission, and that's the thing that the military teaches you is get the job done. I don't care if you like the guy next to you or not. it's more, the mission is what you do. And when you work together to get the mission done, instead of stabbing each other in the back for that promotion, you know, or that's camaraderie. And in my view, that's also morale, your ability to do the mission, and camaraderie is just actually sitting down and having a drink with a couple of guys and telling war stories. Remember that time I was in Korea and we did this? Yeah, I absolutely did, and that was funny because we enjoyed it. Yeah, there's a certain connection that we all feel because we can all kind of relate. And this is the important thing, I think, that civilians might want to understand about camaraderie. We've all been there and done that. You know, we have common shared experiences. And that's the thing that we share with one another too, that we don't share with civilians because, quite frankly, no offense, but you just don't understand. You think that after 20 years of military service that you're going to retire and be normal. You're absolutely not. You're absolutely mistaken. Military service and service overseas and service doing things that most people see on TV changes you. And when you go home, you're not the same person you were when you left. So we kind of all share that too, and that's kind of a binding thing that binds us. Right now, I'm here serving my own kind, if you know what I mean, right? Yeah. And I think that's camaraderie. That's kind of the long answer, isn't it? The VFW itself is not oppressed.
Yes.
It's just the people in it are oppressed. You know, gosh, I don't know. I guess we all have our individual stories. We got guys here who have PTSD. We got guys here who are ostracized. We got a guy who sits out here and talks about the CIA implanted something in his brain. You know, for crying out loud. You know, what happened to him? I don't know. There was another guy that was over here. He got blown up in a Humvee twice. I mean, it rang his bell. Okay, he's not right anymore, and he's on medication for it. You think he's going to get along in society? No. Is he oppressed? No, not really, but he's kind of is. Yeah. He served his country and paid for it. We got guys who lose arms and legs. You know, they're not 100% anymore. We got homeless. We talked about the homeless people. You got veterans that retire and are kind of out of their element. They're out of their place. Maybe they're shell shocked or something. Suicides, I think. Yeah, you mentioned, is it 22 a day?
22, yeah.
Yeah, it's very high. It's not quite 24 a day. Not quite once every hour. It's less than that. It's about 22 a day.
I thought it was 22 a month. I can't imagine 22 a day, for crying out loud. You know, one a day maybe, geez, but one an hour? Come on. Are we oppressed? No, we're not oppressed by anybody, but a lot of us certainly have problems, you know.
Well, I think if we have the problems and we can't get it resolved, we're oppressed. But the VFW provides
support,
counseling, support, advice on how to solve those problems. So that's how we tied it in before.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, we did tie that in that way. It's a place. This guy who's we got the CIA thing, and we all know he's kind of loony. But you know what? We talked to him. The guy who was blown up a couple of times and got his bell rung, is on medication. He came over here and we helped him. We helped his family because his family wanted him to go home, and we helped them get track of him and so forth and so on, and brought him back. But you know, most of us just sit around and talk. You know, we play pool together, we argue a little bit, and we do work and we do stuff in the community. That's our kind of our medicine. Yeah, all gave some gave all. Yeah. I don't think it could be said any better than that. Everybody gave something. I'm still here, but something's missing. Then, of course, the ones that come home draped in a flag.
Yeah.
Those guys, I want you to think about this for a second. Each of you has a very young life. Yeah? Could you imagine if it just ended right now? You wouldn't be able to smell the roses. You wouldn't be able to taste coffee. You wouldn't be able to be in love. You wouldn't be able to enjoy the pain and the happiness that everybody goes through. You gave all of that you have in your future. It's gone. You served, and those are the ones that gave it all, because that's all there is left, really. Is there's people laying out here in the Clark Veterans Cemetery that gave it all, that never experienced a sunrise. Okay, never lived to a ripe old age to enjoy the sound of birds, or to be in love, or to be in hate, or to be happy, or to be sad, or to be angry, or to be hungry, or to enjoy good food. They don't get that anymore. That's gone. That's what they don't get to experience anymore, because they are no longer here. They gave that up. The things that we get to enjoy anyway. Okay. I don't know how to say it any differently. Yeah. Think about it. If this was all you knew in your life, this was the end of it. That's it. That's it. That's all you knew. That's all you get. That's all you get is 16 years, 17 years. Done. Okay. You don't get to do any of that for the next 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Okay. You don't get to do that stuff that everybody else gets to do. They don't know. They don't get to see that. They don't get to see it. It's gone for them. That's why we honor them when they come back, because that's the ultimate sacrifice, is to give up that experience that you are entitled to because you were born to it. And you gave it up. Let me take that back. You didn't just give it up. It was taken from you because apparently you were in the wrong place at the wrong time and somebody shot you in the head. Okay, made a mistake maybe. But it's gone regardless. You didn't give it away. It was taken from you. And those people that are over there serving and get that taken from you. It's not just Americans, it's Filipinos too. I'm talking down in Mindanao. Yeah. Some of them came back dead. In peace, sons bury their fathers. In war, fathers bury their sons. Okay? So, service to your country means something. Yeah? It's not just a job.
Is there any message you would like to give to our lovely classmates about
Your classmates.
the VFW?
Yes, there is actually. I guess so. Don't forget your history. Okay? Understand what your country's been through. Say go back to the late 1800s, Spanish-American War, World War II, present day, and understand some of the challenges that your country faces today. The South China Sea, what's that shoal? Scarborough Shoal, is it? What's the name of that island out there that the Chinese want? Don't forget those who sacrificed. You don't. You got heroes. Rizal, I think, is a big one, right? The things that they did to make this country what it is. The Philippines has a bunch of heroes in it too. I've buried a few out there at Clark Cemetery. Battle of Bataan, you know, the surrender at Corregidor, the Death March. All of this stuff happened here. You know, don't forget that. Don't forget your history. Understand something. And here's something I'd like for your classmates to know too. There's something special, I think, about the, no, this is just me, okay? I'm not speaking on behalf of the VFW. This is my personal opinion. There's something special about the Filipino and American relationship. Yeah, we had a rough time back in the Spanish-American War. There's some bad things that were done, okay, on both sides. But we endeavored to persevere over the Japanese, who came here to apparently liberate the Philippines, and then we came here to liberate it too. Everybody seems like they're liberating the Philippines from whoever else is liberating them. Okay, but you know, you guys are your own country now, right? Nobody owns you, nobody governs you. You have your own government now, and I think that's largely. I like to think that that's because the Americans said, "Fine, hey, it's your country. You know, be good, have fun."
Lest we forget, all gave some gave all.